Okay, today we're in Springfield, Massachusetts. We're at a cemetery. It's called Bay Path Cemetery. There is a sign over there. Now, you don't see any gravestones, okay, and there's a reason for that. This is Potter's Field. And since Springfield was a very large population a long time ago, even larger than today, and a lot of poor people, there was no such a thing as welfare, and these people would have to work on the city farm, live in the city poorhouse, would not be able to support themselves, would live in sometimes in isolation hospitals where diseases were contained, and they would live in the almshouse, which is another way of saying the poorhouse, and they would go to the city hospital for their care. And a lot of times you will find them in the death records. They'll say, this person, age 65, died at the city hospital, burial in the almshouse cemetery. And this is it. They received this name sometime in the 70s. There's no stones, but there are little markers down in the ground that are with numbers on them. And that will identify who the person is. So somewhere there's a master list, and you can pair it off against that and figure out where someone is, where a relative is. And that's it. So I've looked through the Springfield death records. I found a few of them like that. Every town and city in Massachusetts will have a place like this, usually associated with a cemetery already, and it wouldn't be a separate cemetery. It'd be called the Potter's Field of a cemetery that's there already. But Springfield was so large, they had to have one that was just devoted to the poor people. Right? Notice there is an entranceway. Notice there is some nice trees and bushes. There is a flagpole. There is a sign. There's a big rock out front that probably said exactly what it is. And I'm going to put on my webpage some of the stones, some of the death records, so you can see some of the burials. I already put one up for Chandler, and I put in his death record, and you can see it. All right. So, amazingly, Blunt Park, a recreational park, has a cemetery associated with it. All right. And we're going to give you a sense of what's around. There's this way, the road, and behind us is a swimming pool. Way behind us is an old age home, right? And then the rest of the park is over here, right? So you can come walking along and see a cemetery. And it looks okay. They said at one point it wasn't being taken care of. Probably true. And I noticed the back is a little bit overgrown. It's in the month of May. So maybe they better cut the grass. But otherwise, it's a pretty decent location. And it's sad there's no gravestones, but you know, these situations repeat themselves over and over again across the United States. All right, so thank you very much for coming to this very peculiar cemetery.